Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in once again. My name is Naz, this is my buddy Jake. We're not here to talk about the bandage on my face, we're here to talk about Deadpool and Wolverine. We are about to go see it. I'm so pumped up. Like the last few days, it's been really building up and I don't know what to expect. Like with all trailers, if you've seen any of our previous videos, I've been saving myself from all the trailers and the spoilers.
No.
Yeah, although just being in this space, there have been a few things that have been spoiled for me that I tried to stay away from. Yeah. I don't know if this takes place like right after Deadpool 2, or what are your thoughts coming into this?
It's gotta be sometime after, because obviously Hugh Jackman is super gray, so he's kind of a weary
plus he's dead.
wolf.
He's dead. He died in Logan.
He died, yeah. So
I don't know. Are they gonna bring
maybe it's
back?
like right before Logan? Who knows? I personally don't know anything. I just follow Hugh Jackman on Instagram and Facebook, and I've been seeing him post about this for the past 3-4 months. So pretty stoked.
We're definitely gonna get cameos from certain people. Just don't know who. I'm just gonna throw this out there. I'm gonna throw. God, I don't even know. Maybe Captain America pops up in this. I don't know.
Chris Hemsworth, I'm calling it.
Chris Hemsworth. Okay, Captain America, Chris Hemsworth, and we're gonna go see it, and we're excited. So
see
we'll
you guys
let you know how it
in
goes.
2.5 hours.
All right, see you guys. Okay guys, we just got out of seeing Deadpool and Wolverine. This is gonna be a non-spoiler first, and then we're gonna do a spoiler here, and we'll let you know. Wow, it's a lot.
Right out of the gate. Boom, 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 boom.
It's so difficult not to spoil.
I know.
Because I'm gonna use this word, there's a lot happening here. Okay, so heading into watching this movie, highly recommend watching both seasons of Loki.
Yes.
It's almost a requirement at this point in the MCU to kind of know what's happening in other properties in the MCU. Because, it's in the trailer, so it's not a spoiler. It has a lot to do with the TVA and variants.
Yeah.
So if you're coming into this without watching Loki season 1 and 2, you may be like, who are these people? Because you could get lost, or at least not care about what the TVA actually is. But yeah, Loki season 1 and 2, I would recommend watching. And if you have seen a lot of the Marvel movies, not just MCU, but Marvel movies, you're gonna be rewarded because you're gonna see certain things that they do and maybe certain people that come along the way that you're gonna instantly recognize if you've been a fan of Marvel movies since the beginning. Not just MCU, but Marvel in general, since Marvel's been around. Specifically, this is kind of like a love letter to Fox's version of Marvel movies, is the immediate reaction. It's just like a love letter to the fans. It's here. It's very violent, it's gory, a lot of blood, people popping in, possibly.
Lots of familiar faces you wouldn't even expect to see.
Another thing we loved was the soundtrack. Jake can talk about that.
Yes. Anywhere from 1970 to
now.
Modern. It's it's a whole range of things. I was like, man, I need to pull this up.
Soundtrack was really good.
Very good.
And it added to the comedic element for sure.
Lots of good action, lots of good writing, especially Deadpool's character. The other characters, in my opinion, it was a bit dry. But obviously Ryan Reynolds, I don't know, he may write his own stuff for this, because it seems like just his personality, but his writing was always on point. The other characters, it was kind of hit or miss. A lot of just kind of...
There's a lot of comedy.
Yeah.
It more than often than not, the funny lines hit, but some were just it's kind of like putting a little bit too much ketchup on your burger.
Yeah.
It kind of has that feeling. But it was most of them were good. I think the villain, typical MCU, since this is in the MCU now, typical, it's fine. Cassandra Nova is fine. And then the TVA dude, who's kind of like the mastermind behind all of it. Fine.
Whenever they talked and it was serious with no music, it got kind of boring, and the writing was not very good in those parts, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
The main focus is Deadpool and Wolverine. Obviously, they are, and they're great together when they're there. All right, so spoilers now. I'm gonna put a spoiler thing right here. This is your last warning. We're gonna head into full spoiler mode. 3, 2, 1. Blade,
Go.
Electra, Gambit.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jake was right. Thor was in the movie,
Yeah.
kind of,
For a second.
for a second, and I was right too. Captain America was in there, but not in the.
But he was Johnny from.
But he was Johnny
Fantastic
Thor.
Four from 2005.
Like
dude. That movie was
2005, 2007.
Oh my
and
goodness. Ugh.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Whenever he was about to say Avengers Assembles, whenever Deadpool was gonna thing, and then he was like
Flame
flame
on!
on, and then just everyone in the crowd just lost their minds.
And then the other guy was Pyro.
there was
So that's
Pyro
why he
from
was
X2.
able to like extinguish Johnny's flame.
Mhm.
Like that made perfect sense, right?
Yeah. So the cameos in this movie, they're not just kind of thrown in. They actually
Yeah.
had something to do. They had a purpose, and I really like that. The writing for them, those certain parts were like Blade, Electra, and X-23 as well. They all served a purpose in advancing the story. They're not just like one note. Oh, here's someone. Oh, here's someone. So I really enjoyed that. That was the biggest surprise for me, was seeing all those
as
old
soon as
Fox Marvel characters.
Blade like strolled in, I was like, and then I thought Ryan Reynolds, because Wade, he breaks the fourth wall like every 2 minutes. I thought he was gonna say something about like Wesley Snipes' like tax problems or something. I was gonna make a comment, but he didn't.
Oh, let's not forget. There's also another cameo whenever Deadpool finds the Logans at the beginning. Henry Cavill was there.
Oh, yeah. He was one of the Logans.
He was
that
one of the
crazy.
Logans. Man, if they stick with him in the future of the MCU, making bank for sure.
Like a young Logan, maybe, or
Maybe something, but dude, he was good.
Yeah.
So the cameos were something that we really enjoyed.
Matthew McFadden playing the TVA agent. He's a great choice. He has a beautiful speaking voice, obviously, because he's English, and then also he's just a terrific actor. If you watch Succession, one of the best shows out there, he's a great in it, and he's just a great actor. He was a really good choice. Really nice.
Yeah, he almost kind of like a Bond, like a classic Bond villain, like British and like evil twirly kind of type deal. It almost harkened back to that. I wish we had a little bit more of him in the movie. And I wish they kind of got into more of why he wanted to not prune the timeline, but like rip the timeline. They had this like time ripper element to the movie. It was whatever. But I wish we kind of gotten into more of why exactly he wanted to do this. All we got was just like, I want to do the old ways instead of these new ways the TV are doing. Which,
I'm the Mercy Killer.
Yeah. So I wish we kind of got into him. Cassandra Nova is the villain too. Also wish we got more of her backstory. It was just kind of words just thrown in, like, oh, this is who the villain is. All right. Oh, she works for the TVA, kind of. She had to deal with the TVA. I mean, all right, cool.
There were parts of the plotline that just seemed like, oh, we're just gonna throw this in, and it's like we understand the stories will revolve around Deadpool and Wolverine, but at the same time, I think like their bond could have been closer than just, oh, he was traveling all these different universes. He found this one who's like the angry one, the one everyone hates in his world. It just seemed a bit kind of like thrown together.
It's like a double-edged sword, because they did for sure kill off the Logan from like 2017, I think.
Yeah, he's dead.
He is dead for sure. So that storyline is closed. So we had to form a new relationship with this new Wolverine, and even though we already kind of know like the basic aspects of why Wolverine is, this was just kind of a brand new character too.
One gripe I had too is like the majority of the movie takes place in the void, in the TVA void, like the kind of holding center before they get annihilated completely, basically. And I kind of wish most of it took place somewhere else. I don't know. It was just that kind of threw me off, just knowing they were in the void for 70% of the movie. I don't know. I kind of wish they were somewhere else.
Like I said, the soundtrack was awesome. Like the Goo Goo Dolls Iris one. And I don't want the world to see me. It's gonna be stuck in my head for days. For the most part, the story is simple. For some reason, the TVA picks up Deadpool because he's of some importance or something. Whenever they get put into the void, they have to get out. That's the whole story.
Yeah, it's basically the story is like him and Wolverine have to team up to find a way out of the void. And it's
That's like
okay,
90% of the movie.
yeah, it's like, okay, is this like the big crisis of the whole movie? And I was like, I kind of wish it was a bit more than that. And then they try to kind of throw in the thing with Nova, you know, as like a second kind of plot twist after they leave. And it was just like, it just seemed a bit kind of, you know, thrown together, like you were saying.
It was
But,
weird. Like
yeah,
the
it's kinda
movie
weird.
did feel long, but also rushed at the same time, especially the ending to me.
Yeah.
I wish they fleshed out the ending a little bit more. And we have to talk about the Deadpool core with all the Deadpools, like the 50 Deadpools. It was a cool action moment
yeah.
for sure,
Interesting.
but I don't think it was needed.
yeah.
It didn't really serve anything to the story to have all the Deadpools there. It was fun, you know, them going in the bus and, you know, slicing
Yeah.
everyone up, but
And then you had Tai Chi Deadpool, you know, with the long hair and the ear hug ring. You know.
oh, nice pool.
Nice pool.
What did you think about the dog?
Oh my gosh, yo, that is like the freaking sickest, ugliest, grossest, grimiest. Like just, ugh, I just want to throw up looking at that dog. Oh, it's
Jack
so
loves
sick.
dogs, by the way.
It's
but
like
that
it's
was
like it's like a cross between like a pug and like a
pomegranate.
pomegranate. Like it's a pug Pomeranian, but like the most ugliest piece of trash you've ever seen. I do like dogs, just not this one.
Yeah, I think
It's really ugly.
I think they casted this dog for that purpose.
Yeah, obviously.
I think it won like world's ugliest dog, I think, recently. So I mean,
Definitely, yeah.
it tracks.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
But it was close. Like they were slightly overdoing it with the slow motion running of the dog to Deadpool. It got close. I'm like, all right, we get it. He likes this dog. Other than that, yeah, the movie was fun. Is it the greatest MCU movie since
no.
like Endgame? No.
Not close. No.
But it's good.
Yeah.
So if we were gonna give this a rating, I'd give this a solid B, maybe B plus for me.
Yeah, it's definitely a solid like 6 for me.
6.
It's a 6, yeah. Oh, it does leave it off like there may be something else in the future with Wolverine and Deadpool again, because they end up kind of friends, and he's like, you know, hanging out at his apartment with all of Wade's friends again. So
Yeah, I'm wondering
Yeah.
how they're gonna forward Deadpool and Wolverine's story into the Avengers, because we did see Happy
yeah,
in the beginning. Deadpool was, you know, trying to get recruited by the Avengers. So I don't exactly know what they're gonna do. Maybe Jackman's gonna do one last one, or I don't know if this is his last one. It's kind of hard to tell, but you know, we'll see what they do. So we're definitely looking forward to the future movies.
guys. Thank you so much for coming to check out our first thoughts on Deadpool and Wolverine. It was a lot of fun. Thank you for hearing our first minute reactions post-theater. If you like this, please like and subscribe for more reaction videos to come. Thank you guys so much.